Hi, bringing you Monday morning ministry moments. How many times have you said, they just don't get it? How often does that happen to you? You begin to share or you want to share about your mother loss, only to be ignored, or the conversation stops or it changes. We're going to talk about ways that you can cope. I want to introduce myself to you. I'm Mary Ellen Collins. I'm the founder of the Motherless Daughters Ministry, and I am excited to bring you this Monday morning ministry moment. Each week, you're going to receive a short message that connects all of us together and has common things that binds us together as motherless daughters. And if you're aware of other motherless daughters, please share this message with them. If this message is speaking to you, really make sure that you let us know that these are speaking to you. And what I really want you to do today is just think about the times you have been so upset because you just feel no one gets what you're going through. Today, I want to share some of the conversations that I hear from motherless daughters who say, I try to tell them, but they just don't get it. One motherless daughter I talked with is experiencing very deep depression and sorrow over the loss of her dearly beloved mother. She shared, my mother was my world. She was my best friend. I feel so all alone, and my family thinks I should be over it by now. I am not, and their deep rejection really just deepens my wounds. What do I do? What do I say to them? I try to hide it. Hiding it only deepens her isolation and depression. Unfortunately, society and our families think we should have a time limit on grieving. They do not have the patience, nor do they want to see us in despair. So what do you do, or what do you say? There can be extremes on anything and any hurt. Being so despondent that you isolate yourself and stay in that pit of despair is not good. Feeling this way says you need support from a therapist, a counselor, or a support group. I also hear from women who have either deceased or living emotionally absent or narcissistic mothers. People say to them, well, at least you have, or you had a mother. Or if that woman has a narcissistic mother and you try to explain, you may hear, you better love her while you have her. You want to tell them you never had her. They just don't understand that the mother you have or had did not care for you or nurture you. You are traumatized by this type of mother, and now salt has just been poured into your wound. What do you do? What do you say? Or this one literally makes me scream. The Bible says you should honor your mother and your father. So I cannot talk about them without feeling guilty or ashamed. Yes, that verse is in the Bible. It's in Exodus, Deuteronomy, twice in Matthew, twice in Mark, Luke, and Ephesians. That is true. But the Bible does not say to honor the way they act or treat you. God does not give anyone permission to abuse or misuse his creations. No one, never, nada. Women who lose a mother in their 20s or 30s often share that they feel so awkward in conversations where other women are talking about the mother being part of their life. This happens a lot in MOPS groups, where mothers of preschooler groups. Mother loss is expected to happen as a woman enters to middle to late adulthood. So that loss feels normal, if there is a normal. When this motherless daughter, this 20s or 30s motherless daughter, tries to share what it's like for her to be alone, that actually stops people. Either there's silence, the conversation changes, or it stops. Others don't know what to say. They have not had that experience, so they don't say anything. Loss of a mother is profound. It's a life-altering event. You don't just get over it. You grieve it again and again and again and again. Why you want to scream or you want to yell at somebody that says, you just don't get it. What can you say or do in these awkward situations? The first thing that you have to know, that unless they have experienced some kind of similar loss, they will not get it. They do not know. This is called giving them grace, because there's no intention there. They just don't have that experience. The second thing that I say to you is, when your expectations do not meet reality, which part of that can you change? Reality or expectations? It is your expectations. Unfortunately, the reality is totally outside of your control. It is only your expectations that you have control of. When someone asks, how are you doing? Be careful. You may be setting yourself up. If you think they really, really want to know, so they may or may not want to hear the real pain that you're experiencing. Here's something that you can say to them. Your answer can simply be, thanks for asking, just pray for me. If they really want to know, they will ask you to share more. Then be careful about how much you expect from this conversation. Again, your expectations. There's nothing wrong with asking them how much they really want to hear. Asking them, sometimes I find that how much time they have will give you kind of a clue on how much they want to hear. Understand that they will not get it until they experience their own loss, not necessarily mother loss, but loss of someone that is very near and dear to them. And I would tell you, find others who get it, that let you talk about it and listen to your pain. You need to find someone who's been in your shoes. As we end today, my prayer for you is to find that place of peace where you know that your pain is real and you do not have to have affirmation from others. They may not get it, but we do. We do, the Motherless Daughters Ministry. Reach out. We are right here for you. Have a wonderful week. Goodbye.